Hello everyone, and welcome to my Days of Our Lives official. I hope everyone is having a wonderful day. Before we begin, please hit the subscribe button and give this video a thumbs up. Maggie entered the room just as Xander bent down to give Sarah a kiss. "How is Victoria doing?" Sarah inquired. Maggie mentioned that Fiona was caring for the infant. "Any updates?" inquired Maggie. Xander mentioned that the accident investigation was taking a break, even if there was no update regarding Sarah. Xander clarified that police were locating all the cars that matched the partial license plate they had found on security film. "Hopefully, soon the door of the bastard who put you in this hospital bed will be knocked on," Xander remarked. Brady drank a drink of vodka when he got back to the penthouse. The front door was knocked on. After hiding the alcohol, Brady unlocked the door. Jada was the one. "I need to see your car because I am looking into Sarah Horton Kiriaki's hit and run," Jada stated. Tate had an unexpected guest in the Horton cabin when he was working out in his panties. Tate asked, "Sophia? Waiting on someone else?" As Sophia entered the cabin, she inquired. Tate questioned Sophia about her presence. Sophia claimed to be aware of Holly's work-related obligations. Sophia remarked, "I thought you might be lonely." Approaching Tate closely, Sophia inquired about his intentions. "What gives you the impression that I would want to hang out with you?" Tate queried. "So, I guess we're friends," stated Sophia. Tate noted with a troubled brow that his friends did not dupe his girlfriend. Sophia rolled her eyes. Tate remarked, "She told me how you tried to make her feel bad because we hadn't had sex yet." Sophia replied she had not intended to do that. "I was merely taken aback," Sophia remarked. After spending so much time alone together, Sophia thought it odd that Tate and Holly had not had sex. "When someone teases you like that, it can get uncomfortable," Sophia remarked. "I've talked to a bunch of guys." Tate insisted that Holly hadn't made fun of him. Tate remarked, "And I'm sorry to say it, but those guys are just trying to get in your pants." Sophia smirked and asked Tate if, unlike other teenage boys, he did not think about sex all the time. "No." Tate spoke too soon. Tate reached for a cushion to hold in front of him while Sophia suggested that his body disagreed. "It's not your fault. Morning has come. And it does occur occasionally," Tate stumbled. "Day, noon, and night. Nothing at all needs to be ashamed of," Sophia remarked. Tate turned down Sophia's offer to defuse the sexual tension. Tate said, "Holly, I love you." Sophia sneered. "Who mentioned love at all?" Sophia mumbled something. After taking off her cover-up, Sophia revealed her bikini. Tate remarked, "One of us should put on our clothes if you're not going to leave." Sophia wrapped her arms around Tate's neck as he grabbed for his pants. Tate yelled, "Stop, I don't want this." "Why not?" Sophia shot back, saying, "I won't tell if you won't." Tate tried to back away, but Sophia held him tightly in her arms. Sophia remarked, "What Holly doesn't know won't hurt us." As soon as Holly stepped into the cabin, she hissed, "Oh, you are so wrong about that." Holly was informed by Sophia that the circumstances were not as they appeared. "So you didn't just show up here and try to flirt with my boyfriend?" stated Holly. Holly could not legitimately claim ownership of someone she had only kissed, Sophia contended. Feeling hurt, Holly confided in Sophia that she had no business knowing how intimate Holly and Tate were. Holly called him out as a dishonest skank. Sophia was told to leave by Holly. "Tate, try not to dwell too much on the possibilities that were open to you," Sophia said. Holly cried, "Go!" After grabbing her mask, Sophia made her way to the exit. Sophia remarked, and don't be late for work, as she left. Holly was determined to find out what had occurred. I don't think I can do this anymore, Abigail told someone over the phone at the DeMera mansion. It was very hard to be watched all the time, Abigail complained. They're waiting for me to remember my past life in the interim, said Abigail. While Abigail acknowledged that Chad had shown tolerance, she was concerned that it might run out. Abigail quickly ended her call as Chad knocked on the door. As Chad brought Abigail a cup of coffee, he inquired about her well-being in the previous room. In this chamber. Where I was killed, stated Abigail. Yes, Chad nodded. It was all right, Abigail assured Chad. She had made it through. Is this room difficult for you to be in? Asking Abigail. Yes, Chad replied. Abigail nodded and began to speak about Clyde coming into the room, but then she seemed to stop talking. Abigail let out a gasp. I believe I am recollecting. Abigail cried out. How was the recollection? Chad inquired. Clyde was entering when I was lying on the bed there. I know what you've been up to, he continued, according to Abigail. He was discussing the drug ring, said Chad. The memory seemed hazy, Abigail observed. With a focused expression, Abigail ducked her head and screamed, No, no, no. Abigail raised her hands in the air, perhaps defending herself from an onslaught. Bending down next to Abigail, Chad gathered her up in his arms. This hurts too much. No, we're done, remarked Chad. It is no longer there. It was there, and now it's not there. I apologize, Abigail murmured. Abigail had made a significant breakthrough, Chad observed. Chad remarked, that implies that the Abby I knew is still there. After releasing Abigail from his hug, Chad grinned at her. Chad remarked, this means your memories are returning. Is there anything more Abigail remembers? Chad questioned. Abigail shook her head a moment later, pointing out that the memory had just been a fleeting flash. You seem disappointed, and I apologize. I am aware, answered Abigail. No, Abigail, this is a big first step, Chad comforted her. Chad observed that if Abigail could recall her darkest moment, it would not be surprising if she could recall her happier moments as well. You genuinely believe that? Asking Abigail. Yes, Chad nodded. Chad remarked, we had a lot of fun times together. Abigail's expression turned apprehensive as Chad gave her a hug. Chad said, I am putting too much pressure on you, and withdrew. Chad expressed regret for his irritability. Chad grinned and said that they should spend the day together. That sounds wonderful, but I think I need some alone time to sort through everything that happened, Abigail remarked. Chad said that was okay and mustered a smile. Again, Chad apologized for being overbearing. Seeing the hope on your face gives me hope, Abigail remarked. When Chad inquired about Abigail's intended walking route, she said that she intended to visit the park. Abigail remarked, maybe it'll help jog some memories. After going back to his room, Chad gazed at a picture of himself and Abigail. It won't take too long. At last, you're returning to me, Chad remarked. Abigail was waiting in the park to meet the person she had texted on her phone. Dr. Mark Green turned the corner and said, Relax, I'm right here.